gather to honor fallen soldiers Corporal Nathan Cirillo and Warrant Officer Patrice Vincent 1 year after the fateful killings. New video footage of the Sami Yatim shooting becomes public after jurors see the evidence in court. And it's not over yet. The Blue Jays defeat the Kansas City Royals to force Game 6 in the series. Hi, and welcome to Humber News. I'm Sasha Aziz, coming to you from our newsroom here at Humber College North Campus. Today marks the 1-year anniversary of the tragic shooting at the National War Memorial in Ottawa. And today, the country remembered. Hundreds gathered today to remember Corporal Nathan Cirillo and Warrant Officer Patrice Vincent. Cirillo was shot while guarding the tomb of the unknown soldier, while Vincent was run over 2 days earlier in Quebec. Governor General David Johnston addressed the crowd.
We continue to grieve. We continue to heal.
The ceremony follows a memorial for Cirillo in Hamilton yesterday. Michael Zihaf-Bibeau was shot and killed by RCMP after shooting Cirillo and storming Parliament. The trial of a Toronto policeman charged in the shooting death of Sami Yatim has heard the audio from security tapes the night he was killed. Yesterday, the jury watched the silent video from 4 different cameras on board the streetcar where Yatim was shot. And a warning for our viewers, these are graphic images. The footage shows the driver of the Dundas West streetcar jumping out of the vehicle to get away from Yatim before Toronto police arrive. The 18-year-old can be seen with a knife. Constable James Fursillo was the first officer on scene. He is seen on camera for 45 seconds before opening fire on Yatim. The teenager was shot 8 times before being tasered. Cameras on the streetcar captured 4 views of the incident from July 2013. Fursillo was facing charges of second-degree murder and attempted murder. Overseas, 2 people have died in a Swedish school after being attacked by a masked man with a sword. The attack happened 400 kilometers west of Stockholm in the city of Trollhättan. The suspect posed for photos with students in the hallway before turning on them and attacking. 1 teacher died at the scene and 1 student succumbed to his wounds on the way to the hospital. 2 other students were also wounded. Police say the attacker was a 21-year-old man. He was shot by police and died in hospital. Here at home, the Blue Jays have lived to play another game after a stunning performance last night by pitcher Marco Estrada.
The real question is going to be, had their back against
the right-hander took a nearly flawless performance into the 6th inning where he got some help from his offense. Troy Tulowitzki blew the game open with a base-clearing double, and the Rogers Center went nuts. Only a handful of teams have ever made a comeback from 3 losses. The series now stands at 3-2 for Kansas City. Toronto ace David Price will be on the mound for a do-or-die Game 6 on Friday in Kansas. Turning to a different kind of Jay, it's not such a hard-knock life for Jay-Z, as a lawsuit against the rapper superstar had been thrown out of court. Jay-Z and hip-hop producer Timbaland faced a copyright infringement suit that accused them of using an Egyptian musician's melody without permission in their 1998 hit, Big Pimpin'. Elements of the 1957 song Kosara Kosara are featured in the chorus of Big Pimpin'. But Jay-Z testified last week that the rights to the song were acquired correctly. It was a nasty breakup between the American superstore Target and the Canadian market. Now Target is asking if they can still be friends. Alex Martino has the story.
Target is setting its sights on the Canadian market once again. The American superstore launched an initiative branded Target Loves Canada to reclaim part of the consumer market just north of the border. Canadians can navigate through Target-exclusive items not easily accessible here at home, but be careful, it'll cost you. Duty and shipping fees Canadians are used to paying will hike up your thrifty bill, sometimes nearly doubling the price. Target up and left the Canadian retail scene last March, and the consequences have been staggering. After a 2.5-year stint, the divorce between the Canadian market and the American superstore left prime storefronts like this one in Etobicoke abandoned, nearly 18,000 jobs lost, and a hefty bill from the botched $7 billion deal. Shoppers miss the presence of the retail chain but are hesitant to take advantage of the online storefront.
I wouldn't be interested in paying the handling and shipping fees. That's one problem I wouldn't shop online for that reason.
If it's too much, then no. I'd rather to get the stuff from here if it's the same.
It'll be a matter of time to see if Canadian consumers will want to put their faith and money back into the American superstore. If the outreach is successful, Canada might just love Target back. Alex Martino, Humber News.
The sun has powered a Dutch victory in the largest solar electric vehicle race ever run. The 3,000-kilometer race ran down Australia's east coast from Darwin to Adelaide. The first car home belonged to the Dutch team. It crossed the finish line after 4 days of racing. The Galapagos Islands have another animal to add to their roster of rare species. Scientists have discovered a new breed of giant tortoise on the Isla Santa Cruz. Researchers say the tortoise is unique because of the sharp edges of its shell, but it's also genetically different. The enormous animals have an average lifespan of 100 years and can weigh up to 500 pounds. An American woman has already lived longer than the average tortoise, and she's certainly not slowing down. This 100-year-old woman is working 6 days a week at a laundromat in Buffalo and has no plans of quitting anytime soon.
I have to go over to the shop, then they're finished and brought back, and I put them away on the rack. And then customers come, pick them up.
Philomena Rotundo says she started working at 15 and her secret is getting out and being productive. She has one message for her peers.
A lot of you old people, get out and do something. Get out and do some work.
Here at Humber, students looking to get out there and do something new had plenty of options at today's club fair. Our reporter Greg Chow has the story.
From sketching to movies, the HSF Club Fair had something for everyone. Students were signing up like Jay's tickets were being given away.
First of all, we make so many friends. That's for sure. Also, our club is not set up meeting. We just voluntarily do something.
For someone looking for more of a team building concept, clubs like the Anime Club have tournaments inside and outside of school.
We had a 5 versus 5 tournament for League of Legends in the KX2074. We had a lot of people come out there, the room was crowded, a lot of noise. I think it was a lot of fun.
Some students showed up not even knowing what they were interested in, but ended up finding a potential hobby.
Something that actually looked interesting, actually that one actually looks interesting to me right now.
What's that one?
I don't know, it looks like anime. It looks like anime. Yeah, anime games, so I'm really interested in anime.
Who said school can't be all fun and games? Greg Chow, Humber News.
When we come back, we'll tell you what's happening in the world of sports. And Tanya Veneri will have your 3-day forecast.
It might have been back to the future day yesterday, but our future today is still looking pretty bright. I'll have your full 3-day forecast after the break.
But first, telling your friends how you actually feel without actually talking to them is getting even easier. Apple has just released a brand new batch of emojis. The iOS update includes a unicorn, a burrito, a bird, and the ability to flip someone the bird. Religious icons have been added, along with food and drink and a herd of new animals. You can now tell your friends to zip it, roll your eyes, or convince them you're sick. These little icons might just lead to the extinction of the complete sentence.